Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. This is Mr. Shakespeare here again with you on the 25th of October 2023. I'm joined today with psychic medium and remote viewer Liz Cross. How are you doing today, Liz?
Great. I have to ask you, are you going to go trick-or-treating? Are you, Mr. Shakespeare? What are you dressing up as? Are you dressing up as yourself?
You know my views on trick or treating and Halloween. So no, Liz, I'm not. No.
You're not going to dress up as William Shakespeare?
No, I'm not dressing up as myself. If I was going to dress up as anybody, I'd dress up as James Bond.
Oh, well, that's easy. All you have to do is put a suit on and a tie.
There you go. Simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you know, talking about suits and ties, that Trump wears his ties about 4 inches over his belt, and he does it very deliberately, and I'd like to know why, but he does it deliberately. It's like I don't know. Anyway,
let me probe him and ask. Hold on, you can't ask a question like that. Why do you wear your ties 4 inches deliberately over your belt? It's more comfortable. He doesn't like getting his tie caught and it pulling on his neck.
Oh, okay. So there's no other reason then.
No, you thought it was a secret code too.
No, I thought it was, not many people do they wear ties. They don't wear them that long. So, I mean, let's just look at these two here. Netanyahu, well, we can't see his father because he's got his suit jacket done up, but not many people, if you look around, not many people wear them that long. But anyway, okay, right. Moving on swiftly. So this has been a request, apparently. So we have got to probe Bibi Netanyahu's son, who apparently is in Florida, Miami, I think, at the moment. And apparently some of the Israeli soldiers are annoyed that why hasn't he come back to help out?
Okay.
So we need to ask him that, don't we?
Yes, so I have him here. First, because I always give first impressions on the energy, full of his own self-importance, very self-absorbed, and thinks he's above the law. What else would you like to know?
Why hasn't he gone back to help his, because he's of military age, he's apparently 32, so why has he not gone back to help in Israel?
He says, I'm not going there. Are you scared? He's scared. He's scared. He's not the type of person that knows. No, he does not want to put his life on the line. He is not tough like that. He's had a very privileged life, which you don't need to be psychic to see that. He is not made of that type of material to go back and fight, because he would be expected to be right on the front line. He says, they expect me to be the first one in, being that I'm Bibi's son.
Oh, okay. All right. So has he not had, I thought all Israeli citizens have some sort of basic military training. Has he not had any basic military training at all ever in his life? Or
yes, he did his time in the military. He did, but right. I think he was treated very differently than a lot of the other soldiers. Don't forget, that is also a mindset thing. When you're going into battle, you've got to have the mindset to be prepared to go in and be successful at it. He definitely is not of that mindset. He wants to be, what I'm picking up on, just like his father. He would love to be in charge of Israel someday. He does not want to put his life on the line. He personally feels, as offensive as this is going to sound, that he is too important to put his life on the line, and that he would be better doing other things like being in charge of Israel when he's older.
Right. And I'm sure the rest of the what does he think that his fellow, Israeli soldiers think of him with that attitude?
What do you think about people being upset with you? Because he doesn't care. He said, I don't care. Does it not bother you? He goes, oh, they'll forget about it soon. He's very much of the mindset, politics is a fast moving thing, which it is, here today, gone tomorrow, next issue. Um, he's setting himself up for bigger things. Do you want to be in the US government? He said, I would love to be in the US government. So he's a budding politician.
Right. Okay. Let's probe his father, Bibi
Okay.
Netanyahu.
Okay, I have him here. He's under a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, obviously. Um, he's not sleeping very much. He's only getting maybe a couple hours a night, and that's under like duress. He really is concerned for the future of Israel. Now, Mr. Shakespeare, I have to give this to you. We did a probe, sort of off the record probe the other day. What's going to happen to Israel? I'm going to put this out here. Going out into the future, now way into the future, the Jewish population get run out of Israel again. They will be persecuted. There will be a genocide. They will be run out. I'm talking 200-300 years out in the future. There they go running into Europe again. They're going to end up in Eastern Europe again. And then they're going to face another genocide from Russia, which is what we got when we looked into it. That's the short version. The long version is more like Israel are going to go in, they're going to take out about 3/4 of the population of Hamas, or however you pronounce it, Hamas, and also Hezbollah. They're going to infiltrate Hezbollah and take them out as well. The issue that we have is that Iran and Lebanon are funding these terrorist groups in order to appear as if they're not initiators of some kind, right? And inciting World War III. So they're basically they're using these terrorists. These terrorists, most of them are just being used, right? They don't even realize they're being used, but they're just being used to cover up the fact that these countries are trying to, start problems or continue to flex their muscles, but they're using the terrorists to do so, which is what I got in that probe. And the other thing is, with regards to the hostage negotiators, I think that part of it is they are only going to release hostages on the basis that they allow the top tier terrorists and their families to escape Gaza. I mean, that's another probe for another day. But going forward into the future, like far into the future, I did get that the Israelis or the Jewish, because Israel consists of many different, it's a very diverse population, to be honest with you. Christians, Arabs, I mean, there's a lot of people there. But going forward, the Jewish population will face genocide. They will be run out of there, going into Eastern Europe, fleeing for their lives, 200-300 years out into the future. And then here comes Russia with the genocide. And so it looks like history is just repeating itself going forward. Anyway, you wanted to know about Bibi and what he thought. Sorry.
You sidetracked completely there. Right. I forgot what I was going to ask him now. Oh yeah. Okay. How does he feel about his son being in Miami and not coming back to help?
He actually prefers he stays in Miami.
Well, of course he does. There's no surprise there. What about, does he not think about there's going to be any backlash or political, you know, infighting or that kind of thing for him not coming back? In other words, the optics don't look that good.
Do you believe that it looks bad that he's not coming back? No, no. He says they'll get over it.
And they probably will. That's true. I mean, it's the same in Ukraine. All the top people in Ukraine, their sons fled straight away. You know, when the SMO started. So it's normal. You know, this is what happens the world over. You know, the rulers and the elites, their children never. Somebody asked Ursula von der Leyen or something why her kids are in the army, and she, well, are you mad? You know, I mean, that's the point. They know. You know, they start the problems and everything else, and it's the regular guys on the street that have to fight them. You know, we're all being played, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Don't know what else to ask, really.
Well, we've got him here. Were you aware that this terrorist attack was coming? No.
Was his defense force aware?
Was your defense force? Well, there were rumors, he says. There were rumors, but we didn't know how true the rumors were at the time.
Apparently, Egypt told them that it was going to happen. So
Did
they say.
Egypt tell you it was going to happen? Yes, they were warned. There were rumors. Did you know what day, the exact date it was going to happen? They knew the roundabout time when it was going to happen.
So why were their defenses all down?
So why were your defenses all down? We didn't believe them. Do you get these warnings quite frequently? No, not really. Wow. You know, I could understand if they say, well, we get warnings all the time and they never come into fruition. And we just, we just let our guard down because nothing ever comes of it. But he just told me no.
Yeah. So that's what a lot of people don't understand, because, you know, their defense forces and everything are normally so good. They're on permanent alert, if you like. You know?
Why do you think that you missed this? Our guard was down. We relaxed too much. Do you think it was because of all the political infighting? Yes. Now, in his own personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions, not mine, not Mr. Shakespeare's, I'm probing him, Bibi, he says, yes, he believes that they were too focused on all the political infighting going on in Israel, that he could not concentrate on doing his real job, which is protecting the Jewish people.
Right, but a lot of the political infighting and everything, some of it's been directed against him, and there's allegations of all sorts of things and fraud, and, you know, against him personally. So,
and he was so busy, he's saying to me, fighting that fraud, that he couldn't pay attention to the most important job of all, which anybody in that position has to stay on high alert, red alert at all times. And because of this division, very divisive behavior and divisive in the country, everybody relaxing a little bit and being able to formulate their opinions, express these opinions. And, I understand that, right? When the country is relaxed, you start to have, freedom, more freedom of expression. And, he's very open and accepting what I'm getting from his own personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions, right? We are not taking sides here. I'm just reporting the facts. Is that he's open for that debate. He's open for that discussion. He wants, Israel to move with the times. He's saying to me, but look what it's done. He says, it completely caught us off guard. And he actually, what I just got from him, he says now he believes that that was part of the plan to use propaganda inside Israel's borders to change the mindset of the population in order that it catches us off guard. So he believes in his own personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions that that was part of the plan politically, psychologically to distract in order that they missed this attack.
Right.
It kind of makes sense in a way.
Let's put him out a year, find out what happened to him politically.
Oh, that is so dangerous. That is so dangerous. I hate to do that. Because this situation is so volatile. And like
yeah, no,
I
I'm not
said
going to,
before,
no, I'm not going to ask you questions about what's going to happen. I'm just going to ask questions about him politically.
you know, you can give somebody a perfect reading and then they ask you, what was the name or what is the name of the person that you're getting the reading from? What is the name of my grandmother? And you miss that grandmother's name. You've completely ruined the whole reading. I can get 50 to 100 things right in these mind probes, and you miss one teeny tiny little detail, right? Even though I'm not even, it's nothing to do with me. I'm just probing the person. And when we're doing these mind probes, right? It's the current here and now information, but you miss one teeny tiny detail. Liz, you're totally wrong. You're a fraud. You're this, you're that, right? So I've learned my lesson not to go too far out into the future because these mind probes into the future are based upon quantum probabilities. Okay, so let's go out. I'll move him out a year, October 25th, October 25th. Now he's a wreck. Already as I am tapping into him, he has health problems. 2024, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. What would you like to know?
Is he still the Prime Minister of Israel?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And actually, Israel has completely rallied around Bibi. He's, being seen as like the war leader, the wartime hero, just like Winston Churchill was at the time, right? Of course, they all hated Churchill after the war was over, but he is, he is like up on a pedestal that in the eyes of the Israeli population, or certainly most of them, that he is doing a fantastic job. That's the energy that's coming in. But I can see the stress has taken a toll. He has heart problems. He's starting to have some health problems with all of this stress.
Let's take his son out a year as well.
Okay. October 25th, 2024, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Is he still in Miami?
Are you still in my? Yes.
Has he been back to Israel in the last year?
Has he been back to Israel in the last year? No, because he's a target. And I'm saying, but even in Miami, you're a target. Do you not feel threatened in Miami? He says, no, it's safer for me in Miami than it is in Israel. I am definitely a terrorist target.
Well, yeah, that probably does make sense, actually. Yes. Okay. All right.
I understand that. It's, for anybody that actually read or listened to Prince Harry's book, when he was in, I believe it was, don't quote me, this isn't psychic information, this is me pulling information off the top of my head, where he was in Afghanistan and he was on the radio and they're like, oh, everybody, all the terrorist groups are looking for Red Fox. Red Fox, who's Red Fox? So everybody got wind that Red Fox was in this particular war zone, and they found out that Prince Harry was on duty in this area, and he had to be taken out of there because he was a liability. If they got the prince, they were going to obviously use him, torture him, then use him as a bargaining tool. Yeah. I'm going to ask the same question of Bibi. Do you believe that if your son did go fight, that it would just cause more problems? And he says, absolutely it would. Why do you believe it would cause more problems? Because he would be target number one.
Well, that makes complete sense, actually.
It does. In a bad way, it does.
Yeah, I agree. So the next part of the probe is I need to ask you a question, Liz.
Uh-oh.
Did you or did you not pay money for Prince Harry's book?
I did. I listened to it on Audible. Actually haven't even finished it yet. I still have a few more chapters to go. Yeah, it's kind of hard, you know. Woe is me, woe is me. It's very it's good
you
though.
actually paid money to listen to that then, did you?
I did. It has a lot of good points in there. I actually liked hearing about the Queen and his father and William, and I like where he describes like the residences and protocols and things like that. Yeah, I did. I got it on sale though. Right. It was a special offer, so I didn't pay full price.
But you did pay money to listen to that.
I admit I did.
Oh dear. Well, that just about wraps this one up then, doesn't it? On that
my God. Yeah, and again, just to reiterate, you know, we're not taking sides here. We understand that this is a far more complex situation than probably any of us could really ever understand. We're never in full possession of the facts from the media. There's so much stuff going on behind the scenes. But this was an interesting probe. I wanted to see why he wasn't going home to fight. And I thought we would get a lot of information out of it, which we did. So thank you for being a good sport, Mr. Shakespeare.
Okay.
Awesome stuff. Thank you very much.